Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Memorial Hall as we are getting ready for the SUNYAC Championship matchup between the Plattsburgh State Cardinals and the Oneonta State Red Dragons. Oneonta coming off with the tip. As always, I'm Nick Demersion, proud to bring you my last game announcing. It's going to be a good one. Plattsburgh's looking for their first championship since 2010, and you can tell all these players are hungry, but it's a good start for Oneonta. Ian Schultz, nice finish in the paint. Oneonta has been the underdog throughout this tournament, and that has not fazed them one bit, defeating the third seed and the second seed Brockport yesterday, as that is kept in by Oneonta. There's no one controlling play. Almost lost by Freeman. Schultz kicks it out. Jacobs puts up the three. In and out. Rebounded by DeAngelis. DeAngelis will bring it down with some speed. As now Plattsburgh will look to reset. DeAngelis quick release. No good. Rebounded by Nolan. Freeman drives in on DeAngelis. It's a good pass in down there, but Oneonta did not like the look they had, so they will reset on this one. Just over a minute 15 gone by. 2-point lead now for Oneonta. Fadeaway shot. Beautiful shot right there. It's Kevin Macon, the leading scorer for Oneonta this season, averaging over 12 points a game. Also, their leading scorer in yesterday's contest against Brockport. He had 18 points, 4 3-pointers, and 1. Jonathan Patron now has a chance to convert the three-point play. First foul of the game for either side, going against Carson Jacobs. Converts the three-point play, 1-point game. Freeman looking for someone, drives in. Too easy right there for Freeman. Beautiful ball fake off the dribble. Coleman gets it to the top. Patron gets double teamed. Now he's going to get called for the foul. He can't believe that one. Wrapped his arm around the Oneonta player. First foul for Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh coming off a great win last night against Oswego State, the team we thought was their kryptonite in the SUNYAC tournament, defeating them both of the last two times Plattsburgh hosted the SUNYAC tournament. Plattsburgh finished the game with an 89-76 victory yesterday. 8 left on the shot clock. Nolan drives in with the left. Can't finish. Almost rebound by Oneonta. It was now DeAngelis with pressure. Finger rolls it in. Miscommunication right there between Nolan and Freeman. Freeman turned his head, thought Nolan was going to take that one on his own. Plattsburgh taking over. Patron drives in, dribbles it off his foot, and it will become Oneonta ball. Coach Curl unhappy with Patron on that one, saying he had the open player. Schultz drives in, kicks it out, uses the screen. Quick passes right now. Schultz in the post. Floats that one in. Strong start to this game for Schultz. Patron. The basket won't count. Patron is trying to get the official to change his mind on that one. However, it will be a blocking foul. First on Schultz. DeAngelis will get a break. Eli Bryant subbed in, getting a nice ovation in his senior year. His last game here in the Suniacs for Plattsburgh. Patron fades away, swishes it. Howard playing extremely tight defense right now. One of Plattsburgh's better defenders. Release from Macon, in and out, rebounded by Howard. Just over 4 minutes gone by. Patron driving in. Blocking foul. Patron will go to the free throw line for two. Looks like one of the Oneonta players went down hard. Looks like it might have been Schultz. That's going to be his second foul. It's going to be on consecutive possessions as well. Now they're calling over for the training staff. If you're Oneonta, this is something you don't want to see. Not just him picking up his second foul, obviously the injury. Don't know exactly what it is. And this looks like he might be grabbing his face. Perhaps he could be bleeding. However, it's a 1-point game here at Memorial Hall. 15:49 remaining. 8-7 lead for Oneonta. They've done a very good job coming out of the gate, firing in this one. And Schultz is their leading scorer with 4 points. Most likely going to get a break now, obviously picking up 2 fouls and injured. He had 2 great post moves to start this game. So look to see if he can get back on the floor, because he's such a vital player for this team to have. 6'5", great size, bigger than most of the players you'll see on the Plattsburgh team, especially at least most that play minutes, because they have some tall players who don't get a lot of minutes. He's still on the ground on this one, grabbing his mouth. Definitely looks like he was cut up on this. It's for Plattsburgh, Jonathan Patron. 5 points already in the first 4 minutes of the game. And he's going to have 2 free throw attempts whenever this injury to Schultz is settled down. Eli Bryant was recently subbed in as well. Look to see him get involved in the offense. As now Schultz is getting a nice ovation from the crowd. Trainers sticking with him over on the sideline. They're going to bring in Joseph Bull to replace Schultz. You never want to see an injury, especially in a game of this magnitude. Like they're wiping down the floor. Perhaps he got some blood on the floor or just sweat. Still going to wipe it down just a bit. It looks like we're finally ready to resume play. Patron will attempt his first free throw of the two. Just a friendly roll. We got a tie game. Already 3 team fouls for Oneonta State early on in this game. Plattsburgh with their first lead of the day. Patron already with 7 points, coming off a 35-point outing in yesterday's contest. I wouldn't put it past him if he smashes that season high. Carson Jacobs, quick release. Nothing but net. The lead was short-lived for Plattsburgh State. Oneonta back up by 2. Patron with red players all around him, no problem. Unstoppable, Jonathan Patron. Nolan uses the screen. Good pickup right there from Patron. Just 10 left on the shot clock. They got to get something going quick. Freeman drives in. Great defense by Bryant, but a better finish from Freeman. Coleman puts up the 3. Knocks it down, Zach Coleman. Plattsburgh back on top now. Plattsburgh fans trying to ignite this defense, and that was a great defensive possession right there, especially by Ian Howard. Now Middleton drives in with speed, in and out. Now has the chance to convert 2 free throw attempts. So close for that N1 opportunity. First foul for Kevin Macon.
Chris Middleton at the line for Plattsburgh State.
Goes off the front of the rim. Zach Coleman and Ian Howard getting a break as Brandon Johnson and Eric Mack are now on the court. We didn't see Mack throw any dunks down in yesterday's game. Look to see if he can throw one down today. Perhaps he was saving it for this championship game. Hits the second, 2-point lead now for Plattsburgh. Here's Freeman. Puts it up over Eli. Nice finish from Freeman. Middleton is going to be called for the travel on this one. Unhappy with the call. Coach Curl unhappy with his team's offense on that one. Poor pass, Jonathan Patron drives in. Brandon Johnson thought about the 3, decides not to. Eli Bryant will kick it out to Johnson, puts up the corner 3, swishes it home. Great pass from Eli Bryant, better finish from Brandon Johnson. Freeman drives in. Blocked by Mack. Now Bryant kicks it out to Mack, puts up the 3. No good. Rebounded by Bold. Great athleticism. The longest reaches in Plattsburgh, but it's stolen right back by Oneonta. Tip out of bounds. Plattsburgh ball off the hands of Macon. Intensity starting to pick up at Memorial Hall. 3-point lead for Plattsburgh, 12:41 remaining. Mack, quick release, knocks it down. Eric Mack with a great start to today's game, now with 3 points along with the block and the steal. Deegan drives in over Mack. Here's Mack, kicks it out to Johnson, who will slow things down. Middleton floats it in, stuck between the rim and the backboard, and it will be Oneonta ball. Excuse me, it's going to stay Plattsburgh ball because it goes to, counts as if it were a jump ball. And Oneonta did win the tip-off. Bryant uses the screen, drives in, nice handling. Brandon Johnson again from downtown, and again he knocks it down. Bryant and Johnson showing their chemistry early on. Bryant assisting on both of Johnson's three-pointers. Nolan drives in. No good. Off the fingertips of Bull, and it will be Plattsburgh ball. So Middleton's getting a break. Ian Howard back on the court. Seven-point lead for Plattsburgh, just over 11 minutes remaining. Foul called is going to go against Eric Mack. Coach Curl can't believe that call. Tight defense by Johnson. Deegan gets double teamed. They're going to say it's tipped off the fingertips of Howard, who just laughs at the official on that one. Can't believe that call. Howard's laughing with his teammates on the bench right now. 12 left on the shot clock. Nolan floats it baseline off the side of the backboard. Almost stolen. Bryant goes behind the back, puts up the quick release three, in and out. Rebounded by Freeman. This place would have went nuts if Bryant finished on that one. Still looking for his first points of the day. Drives in, finishes over Mack. A.C. Kirkwood the third, getting action early on. Didn't really see too much of him in yesterday's contest. Patron knocks down the mid-range jumper. Deegan drives in. Great finish by Deegan. Bryan gets to the top. Quick passing right now from Plattsburgh. Bryant thought about the deep two, decides better of it. Now Johnson will slow things down. 6 left on the shot clock. Pushes off. Good defensive play. This was a block. They got to float it in, and he can't finish either. But Patron can. As the shot clock was expiring. Knocks down a 3. Dwayne Freeman. Mack drives in. Can't finish, but Ian Howard puts it right back. The offensive rebounding machine, OR, as his teammates call him. Freeman drives in. Over Bryant. Freeman with a good start in today's game as well. Now with 9 points. Excuse me, 11 points now. Bryant trying to find something. Drives in. Ian Howard, and 1. Another assist for Eli Bryant. Now Oneonta will take the first timeout for either side in today's game with 7:48 remaining in the first half of the basketball in the SUNYAC Championship here at Memorial Hall in Plattsburgh, New York. Plattsburgh's done a very good job recently at maintaining this lead. Obviously, Oneonta came out strong. They had the lead early on, but it's been mostly Plattsburgh. Freeman's done a good job for Oneonta and keeping this game closer. 11 points, leading the way for Oneonta. 5 of 6 from the field, also 1 of 1 from three-point land. And for Plattsburgh, 5 of 6 from the field as well. Jonathan Patron, 13 points, game's leading scorer. Sound like a broken record. Been saying it all year, averaging over 20 points a game, along with over 10 rebounds a game on a double-double. And he had a great one yesterday. As I mentioned, finished with 35 points in the game, along with 13 rebounds. Majority of his rebounds coming on the defensive end. However, he did have 5 or 6 offensive rebounds. Picked up the slack for Ian Howard, who only had 1 in yesterday's contest. Used to seeing him pick up 5, 6, 7 offensive rebounds game in and game out. Now Howard has the chance for the three-point play. Hits the free throw. Here's Nolan guarded by Johnson. Coach Curl unhappy that his team picked up the foul on that one. Thought it was a little bit unnecessary. That's going to be the 3rd foul for Plattsburgh. So they've done a very good job in this half of controlling themselves and not picking up unnecessary fouls. Nolan drives in, can't finish, but he goes right back to Jacobs, who might have been blocked twice. Thought it could have been a goaltend on that one. However, it did go in regardless. Johnson drives in, can't finish, but Mack fights for the rebound. Just out of the reach. Rebounded by Bowl. Deegan swings it across to Freeman. Quick release. No good. Rebounded by DeAngelis. Bringing it down with some speed on the other end. Drives in, and he finishes. Back to a 7-point lead for Plattsburgh. High pace to this game right now. Nice move. Bull, baseline jumper, knocks it down. Now DeAngelis drives in, gets it over to Ian Howard. A lot of contact, nothing called. And Bull got a block on that as well. Coach Curl can't believe there was nothing called. Deegan drives in, can't finish the reverse. And both these coaches are arguing with the officials. Mack puts up the mid-range jumper, swishes it. 5:45 remaining here in the first half. Nolan gets it across the bowl with just 9 left on the shot clock. 3 is up, no good. Fought for and rebounded by DeAngelis. Great hustle right now from Bull. A lot of contact, nothing called. Good save by DeAngelis. Brandon Johnson puts up the 3. No good, rebounded by Jacobs. Nice move, Deegan drives in, finishes over Mack again. Great pass. DeAngelis is going to get fouled. It's going to be a blocking foul. It's going to go against Freeman. Which will send DeAngelis to the line for 2. Taking some deep breaths after going down hard on that one. Got to like the effort from Freeman trying to draw the charge. And such a close play like way. Can't hit the first free throw. Every time you see DeAngelis miss a free throw, it's pretty shocking considering how great of a shooter he is. Haven't really seen him attempt too many threes in today's game. He's only 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. Can't hit either free throw. 5-point lead for Plattsburgh with under 5 minutes remaining. Deegan drives in, blocked by Howard. A little bit of a forced shot as Middleton drives out on the other end, rebounded by Jacobs. Deegan drives in, a lot of contact, nothing called, fights for his rebound. Jacobs comes up with it, and now he is fouled. And will go to the free throw line for 2. It's going to be the second foul on Ian Howard. Still laughing. See him laughing at the officials almost every call that goes against him. 4 team fouls for Plattsburgh, 6 for Oneonta. Neither team has been sent in the bonus yet. Can't hit the first free throw. Fans getting in the head of Carson Jacobs. Eli Bryant and Eric Mack back on the court as DeAngelis and Howard will get a break. Loudest fans can't hit either. One of the loudest fans in Plattsburgh is former player Isaiah Johnson, as Eli Bryant can't finish that. You always see Isaiah Johnson on the sidelines rooting for his former teammates, and he's always trying to get into the heads of the opponents. Macon almost has it stolen. Drives in, reverse with the left. Saucy finish from Harrison Deegan. He's having quite a game here at Memorial Hall. Patron has been quiet as of recently, kicks it out. Zach Coleman thought about the three, decides not to. A lot of contact with the left, can't finish. Foul called against Carson Jacobs. The official is a little confused with that call, pointing at the other end as if it was going to be a foul on Patron. Now he's having a word with Jacobs. Jacobs unhappy with the call. Patron can't hit the free throw. Remember, that was a 1-and-1 attempt. Deegan drives in, again finishes with 3 Plattsburgh players around him. Now with 10 points on the day. 3 is up and good celebration from Jonathan Patron. Game got a little too close for his liking. It was a 1-point lead now. Back up to 4. 2:40 remaining here in the first half of basketball of the SUNYAC championship game. A hot hand. Deegan drives in. Great defensive play off the leg of Deegan. Plattsburgh ball. Here's Bryant controlling play. Patron with the fake. Now he's going to be called for the travel. Can't believe that call. There was an official about 2 feet behind Patron who didn't make that call. The further one made the call. Highly competitive game here in the SUNYAC championship, and it's obviously something you want to see. Considering the last 2 times that these teams met, Plattsburgh blew them out. One being by 37, the other one being by 21. However, Oneonta has been living for these underdog moments. Rebounded by Mack off the miss from Rodriguez, who was recently subbed in. Coleman resetting play. Middleton puts up the 3. No good. Rebounded by Jacobs. Still haven't seen Schultz, and that's going to be the second time we've seen some miscommunication from the Oneonta players. Joseph Bull taking the blame on that one. $1:20 remaining. And here's Bryant. So looking for his first points of the day. Kicks it out to Eric Mack for 3. No good. Rebounded by Rodriguez. Coach Curl screaming at Bryant right now. Three is up and good. Carson Jacobs with a showboat after hitting that one. Now with 8 points on the day so far. Mack drives in, finishes. Coach Curl can't believe there was no call on that one. Oneonta can opt to hold it for the last shot with just 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. Fans trying to get this Plattsburgh defense going. And the half on a good note, as it is going to end on a good note, as here's Coleman driving in, blocked from behind, out of bounds. As Coach Curl's extremely unhappy. I don't really blame him on this one. There was probably around his second left. when that ball went out of bounds and the clock kept going. Now at 0.2 of a second. I definitely think they should at least add half a second. As they're not going to add any time, so the only way they're going to have to do is off the tip. Blocked from behind. Great defensive play right there by Rodriguez. Coach Curl saying he got hit on the head. And it's a highly competitive game here at Memorial Hall in this championship game. You can understand the frustration from Coach Curl, who's still having a word with the official. There was definitely some unnecessary time taken off the clock. Plattsburgh could have gotten a shot off if they did get just a second or so more, even a half a second. 42-39 lead for Plattsburgh State in this championship game at Memorial Hall. Very good one. Hope to see you in just a bit for the second half. Stay tuned, and we'll find out who's going to go home as the champions today. Everybody, and welcome back to Memorial Hall as we're ready for the second half of the SUNYAC Championship game between the Plattsburgh State Cardinals and the Oneonta State Red Dragons. Plattsburgh leading by 3. However, the 3 is up by Kevin Macon, making that one tie game. Highly competitive game throughout that whole first half. Leading scorer Jonathan Patron with 16 points for Plattsburgh. Next up on the list is Dwayne Freeman, who has 11, as DeAngelo's 3 is no good off the glass. Here's Nolan. Guarded tightly by Middleton. Nice bounce pass. Great connection between Nolan and Freeman. Oneonta back on top, but Patron drives in and ties this game right back up. Kevin Macon, such a great shooter, as we saw in the first few moments of the second half. Freeman drives in and one. Now Freeman has the chance to convert a three-point play. Coach Curl extremely unhappy with DeAngelo's on that one. Can't hit the free throw, as now Oneonta still hasn't hit a free throw in today's game. 0 of 3 from the charity stripe. Plattsburgh hasn't done too well either. 5 of 9 from the free throw line. One of the positives is they've gotten a good amount of attempts from the line. DeAngelis drives in, bounce pass, and finishes. Ian Howard. Seen both teams with some extremely nice bounce passes throughout this game. Here's Nolan. And finishes. Ian Schultz finishes that one. Now there's going to be a foul call. This is an interesting look right now for Ian Schultz, who was number 24 in yesterday's game and number 24 in the few minutes he did play in that first half. Now he's wearing number 5 on his jersey. Looking down the roster, there is no number 5 as Patron is fouled and we'll head to the free throw line for 2. Maybe he got blood on his number 24 jersey and was forced to change it. Really unsure, it doesn't really matter. It's just good that he's back on the court for Oneonta, such a dominant player. 3 of 3 from the field, 6 points in his limited time played. First free throw good. Second free throw good as well. Off the leg of Middleton, and it will remain Oneonta ball. Just over 2.5 gone by. Tie game here at Memorial Hall. Freeman drives in. Good help defense, but it leaves the open. Jacobs knocking down the 3. Now with 11 points on the day. As Patron puts up a 3 on the other end, he swishes it. Coach Curl taking a full timeout after Patron tied the game back up. We've seen that already 3 times in the second half. Plattsburgh giving up the lead and letting Oneonta take the lead right back. Patron ties it back up. We saw he made the layup, then he made the 2 free throws, and there he hit the 3-pointer. 3 different ways to tie the game up. 51-51 game. 17-12 remaining here at Memorial Hall. Plattsburgh, the number 1 seed, on an 18-game winning streak. Haven't lost since December 8th, and that loss was against Brockport. The only loss to a SUNYAC opponent all season. As I mentioned earlier, they dominated the games against Oneonta in the 2 matchups. It's a very different game than we've seen here today. And Oneonta has loved being the underdog, and obviously you want to have home court and you want to play in front of your fans, but sometimes that feeds to the other team. You've seen it in years prior with Oswego, as I've mentioned throughout most of the season. Oswego losing their star player, Brian Sortino. Whenever he played here at Memorial Hall, he fed off the energy, and the fans hated him here. So every time Oneonta gets booed, you see them come back, and you see them right back in this game. Now it's a tie game. Macon gets it into Schultz. Foul called against Patron. Cannot believe that one at all. Maybe the second foul on Patron. I think he was just playing some tight defense. I'm sure if Coach Curl is unhappy with the call for the tight defense by Patron. 5 left on the shot clock. Pushes off. Can't hit the 3. Howard fighting for the rebound, but steps out of bounds. Coach Curl can't believe how there was no foul called on that one. Howard can't believe it either. Nice pass off the inbound. Jacobs can't finish the easy chance and picks up the foul right after. Going to be the 3rd foul on Jacobs. And he's going to have to be careful because 2 more he's out. He's got 11 points on the day. 3 3-pointers as well. Here's Patron. Drives right in on Jacobs. Too strong. Also a very smart play from Patron, because if he misses, there could be a foul called on Jacobs. Drives in, lays it up and in. Patron with the 3. Can't finish. Coleman comes up with the offensive rebound, as now Plattsburgh will slow things down. Patron drives in, and 1. Jonathan Patron drives in again on Carson Jacobs. A little bit of contact right there from Jacobs on Patron. Patron thinks there should be a technical on Jacobs on that one. I don't really blame him. Jacobs getting a nice ovation from this Plattsburgh fan base. 4 fouls. He's going to get a break. Now Patron has the chance for the 3-point play. Hits the free throw. Patron has really picked up his play over this past month or so. He's been dominant all season. However, he's been breaking his career high almost every game, and it feels like these past few weeks. Now he has 28 points. That's not his career high, but yesterday he dropped 35. He's got 28 right now with 15 minutes remaining. Schultz puts up the 3. No good, but Bowl comes up with the offensive rebound. There's going to be a foul called on Brandon Johnson. You can't believe that one. Thought he stripped it clean. Bull puts it up. And a late foul is going to be called. He's going to go against Johnson. Again, that's going to be his second foul. Now Bull will head to the free throw line for 2. Four team fouls for each side in under 5 minutes of gameplay. In the second half, both teams did a great job in that first half of staying out of foul trouble. Not so much here in the second. It's like one of the Plattsburgh fans might be getting escorted out of the gym. You don't really see that too often. As Bull hits the first free throw of the game for Oneonta. Hits both. Back to a 1-point game. Here's Mack. Takes it out. You can tell they're trying to run this offense strictly through. Patron finishes it again. Hands up. Can't believe there was no foul. Coach Curl is screaming at the official too. A lot of contact. I don't know how he finished on that one. It's tipped by Patron. Good defensive play. DeAngelis might have gotten away with the travel on that one. Oneonta was hoping for it, but Mack doesn't get away with that one. Harrison Deegan back on the court, shooting 67% from the field, 12 points on the game. Last time these teams met, he was the leading scorer. He shot 8 of 11 from the field, finished with 17 points. Bull puts up the 3, swishes it home, tie game. Here's DeAngelis, 14 minutes remaining. Back and forth game at Memorial Hall. Bull reaches in. And there's going to be a foul called against Bull. Looks like they're going to call it on the floor. Now DeAngelis will get a break as Bryant is back on the court. Still looking for his first points of the day. Mack, baseline, knocks it down. A lot of lead changes and ties in today's game. Plattsburgh up by 2 again. Bull puts up another 3, hits another. Bull off the bench. Really helping as it's going to go out of bounds. And it will be Plattsburgh ball. Looks like the official is about to call it Oneonta ball. Coach Curl taking another timeout. Now it's a little bit of a heated exchange between Coach Curl and Mack on the sideline. You can't be mad at Mack at all. He didn't force them to make that pass, and that was a very tough play for Mack to even come up with the ball. And Plattsburgh luckily keeps possession. However, Oneonta back on top. Joseph Bull, 3 of 3 from the field. 10 points on the day with those 2 huge three-pointers that he's made. Obviously, if you're Oneonta, you didn't want Carson Jacobs, who's been playing extremely well, to have to head to the sideline early from foul trouble. One more and he's done for the game. However, Bull hasn't missed a beat coming in. Off the fingertips of Bull, and it will be Plattsburgh ball still. Coleman gets it to Patron. Patron puts up with another three. Hits another. Jonathan Patron is shooting lights out today at Memorial Hall. On the other end, Freeman with a nice finish. Another tie game. Johnson, tough pass in, reverse, foul called. Now Mack will head to the free throw line for two. I think this foul is going to go against Sean Nolan. That's going to be his third foul of the game. 12:48 remaining here at Memorial Hall. Second half of this SUNYAC championship game. Mack can't hit the first free throw. Coleman unhappy heading towards the bench. Chris Middleton back on the court. Plattsburgh back on top. Now 16 fouls for Oneonta, so one more will send Plattsburgh to the free throw line for the remainder of the half. Good pass in. A lot of contact, nothing called. Coaches for Oneonta can't believe that. Might have gotten the body on him. The swat was clean, however, might have jumped on his back. Patron fadeaway, hits another. Already has his total in yesterday's contest, and there's still 12 minutes remaining. 35 points for Patron. Baseline shot is good. Freeman having an extremely solid game as well, leading the squad for Oneonta as Brandon Johnson answers on the other end. Three-point lead for Plattsburgh. Throws up the lob, out of the reach of Deegan. Plattsburgh will take over. Johnson gets it to Bryant. Bryant puts up the three. Can't hit it, goes out of bounds. Oneonta will take over. I think Coach Curl was exactly sure what happened on that. I think he was getting ready to argue, and I think one of the Plattsburgh players told him it did go over the backboard. Bowl connects again, still perfect from the field. Patron fades away again. No good. Eric Mack so strong and so athletic coming up with the board. Heading to the free throw line. Going to call 2 shots on that one. For the second foul on Bull. Can't believe that one. Mack hits the first. Hits both. Back to a 3-point game. Dean gets it in. Tipped again by Patron. Johnson with a great fake. Can't finish. Fights for his own rebound. Steps out of bounds. It's great hustle right there from Johnson. Just could not finish. Now Oneonta will take a full timeout. Johnson getting high fives from his teammates. They love the effort. Over on the sideline, you see Eisenman sharing last with this team. Obviously, it's a close game. And although we probably won't see him get on the floor today, he's been one of the sparks for this Plattsburgh bench. He's always celebrating on the sideline, always standing up. Even does some dances for the camera every now and then when he sees the camera pointed at him. Plattsburgh up by 3, 10-15 remaining. I'm going to go back and point out Jonathan Patron's game again. 13 from 16 from the field. That's over 80%. 35 points, along with his 5 rebounds and his 2 steals. A great game, and he lives for these big games, these SUNYAC tournament games. Only other time he's competed in the SUNYAC tournament was 2 years ago here at Memorial Hall, and Plattsburgh was the #1 seed, and they were so dominant throughout the whole season, mainly because of him. He went down with a knee injury in the semifinal game against Oswego, and that was the turning point of that game. Plattsburgh was down, they came back mainly because the Patron goes down with the injury. Plattsburgh goes on to lose that game. Patron now in his 3rd year at Plattsburgh, ready to finally seal the deal and win this title. Drives in, can't finish, but there's going to be a foul called against Plattsburgh. It's going to be the first foul on Middleton and the 5th foul for Plattsburgh in this half. Hits the first. Hits both as now Freeman will get a break. Don't expect to see him on the bench for too long. Making back on the court. Freeman with 17 points. Leading scorer for Oneonta. Nice pass. Bryant will kick it out to Johnson. Contested 3. No good. O.R. Ian Howard, offensive rebounding machine. Plattsburgh's running this offense through Patron, and why not? Having a great game. Drives in, can't hit that one, gets his own rebound. Struggling right there. A lot of contact. Ian Howard finishes. About 4 offensive rebounds on that one play. Good luck to the people keeping the stats on that one. It's going to be extremely difficult to figure out all those rebounds. As there's going to be another foul called on Plattsburgh. This one's going to go against Middleton again. That's going to be his 2nd foul. Coach Curl having a word with him on the sideline.
Harrison Deacon shooting for the Red Dragons.
Hits the first. Deegan having a very solid game here at Memorial Hall. 7 of 10 from the field. Now with 15 points. Can't hit the second. Players fighting for the rebound as Johnson comes up with it. Wisely will slow things down. Almost lost the handle. Johnson drives in, gets it to Howard, finishes. The connection between he and Howard and Brandon Johnson. Very similar players. Bowl, contested shot, can't hit it. Howard coming up with a board. Patron will take it right back out to Bryant. Sets the screen for Bryant. Deep 3, knocks it down. pumps his chest after hitting that one. We've been waiting for that all day, Eli Bryant. Let's see if that three can get Bryant going. Of all the players, you want to see all these players for Plattsburgh come out with the title, but that shot's no good. Eli Bryant has been fighting for this moment for these last 3 years. Really a great guy, a great player, a great teammate, very quiet guy off the court as well. It'll be interesting to see if Plattsburgh can come out victorious. It's going to be a hard foul on that one. Plattsburgh has a 7-point lead, and we'll have some 1-and-1 free throws right now. Fourth foul on Nolan. Multiple players in foul trouble. 1-and-1 free throws for Ian Howard. Hits the first. As he gets the friendly roll, the 2K roll, what my friends would call that one. 9-point lead. Fans are loving it on their feet here at Memorial Hall. Full timeout taken by Oneonta. 7:20 remaining. Smiles on the face of all of these fans, all of these players for Plattsburgh. They know still plenty of game left. They want to get ahead of themselves. They want to win this first title since 2010. Just got to close it out. Jonathan Patron still leading the way for Plattsburgh. Missed his last few attempts. We'll get a little nitpicky right here. He hasn't scored in 5 minutes after the barrage he went on earlier. Don't expect that to last for too long. The drought. He will be back in just a few moments, I guarantee. Wouldn't be surprised if he finishes this game with 40 or 45 points. As for Oneonta, leading scorer, as I've mentioned, Dwayne Freeman, 7-11 from the field, 17 points, with 1 with 4 assists. Done a very good job facilitating in today's game. And both teams have done some good work with their passing today. Eli Bryant, 4 assists as well. Obviously struggled early on with his shot. Hasn't attempted too many, just 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. He's got 3 points, but he's got 4 assists. So he knows maybe if he's not feeling his shot, pass it to his teammate. We saw some great passes earlier on between Bryant to Johnson, who knocked down a couple threes in that first half. Jacobs sub back in. If you're Plattsburgh, you gotta watch that. Try to drive on him. Try to get him to pick up that 5th foul. Good defense right now from Plattsburgh. Contested floating shot, no good. Plattsburgh comes up with it, and now Bryant brings it down on the other end and will wisely slow down the play. Patron calling over to Bryant. 10 left on the shot clock. Patron gets it to fall. Like I mentioned, don't be surprised if he starts scoring again, as that's going to be a foul called on Ian Howard. Coach Curl didn't like that, and the fans didn't like that, but there definitely was some contact. That's going to be a tough foul to take, though, if you're Howard. That's going to put Oneonta at the free throw line for 1-and-1 free throws. However, Sean Nolan struggled from the free throw line in yesterday's game, hitting the first right there. And Brockport, the reason they kept the game close down the stretch was Oneonta wasn't able to hit their free throws, especially Nolan, who struggled as he misses the second split in them. Double-digit lead for Plattsburgh. Still plenty of time for Oneonta to come back. Eli Bryant, corner three. Can't finish. It's now Oneonta will take over. Nolan drives in. Corner three on the other end. Kevin making another. Such a consistent shooter as Brandon Johnson puts up a three. And now there's going to be a foul called against Jacobs. He got a nice ovation from the fans earlier, getting an even bigger one right now in his last game of the season, fouling out. Screaming at the officials right now. Got a nice ovation from the Plattsburgh bench as well. Isaiah Johnson waving goodbye to Jacobs. Singing a nice song for Carson Jacobs as Howard hits the first free throw. The official telling him to tuck his jersey in. But if you notice, the whole season, Ian Howard really doesn't tuck his jersey in too often. That's how one of the officials has screamed out to the, one of the fans screamed out to the official, make 23, Joseph Bull, tuck his jersey in as well, and the official had a look at Bull, and Bull did it without any question. Howard can't hit the second, 8-point lead, 5:47 remaining. Deegan drives in and out. Plattsburgh ball. It's getting rowdy here at Memorial Hall. Official goes straight over to Carson Jacobs, who is screaming. Let him know he's not going to tolerate this. If he does it again, he's going to have to give him a technical. Patron, quick release. No good. Rebounded by Macon. Here's Schultz. Oneonta looking for something. Tipped out of bounds. Quick hands right there by Bryant. Here's Bull. Can't finish. Fights for the rebound as Schultz gets it and finishes that one. 2-possession game. Just under 5 minutes remaining. SUNYAC championship. Nick Demersion proud to bring you this coverage of today's game. Patron finishes again. 39. Career high keeps on going up right now. Ball kicks out to Nolan. Deegan drives in. Fades away, can't finish. A lot of contact, nothing called. As now there's going to be a foul called on that one. Jacobs trying to control himself on the sideline. It's going to be the third foul on Ian Schultz. The 10th foul for Oneonta, so this will be 2 attempts from the line. That's huge right now. Now the officials discussing something with the scorer's table. I don't know exactly what the official's talking about. Coach Carroll giving a pat on the back to the official. And although he's screaming at him for 90% of the game, still has great respect for the official as well as the official have respect for Coach Curl. And they actually changed that to the 9th team foul. So it's 1-1 at times. Now under 4 minutes remaining. Here's Schultz. Can't finish over Patron. Now Middleton comes over to the board. We're going to start killing some clock. But Eli Bryant left wide open. Can't finish. But who's there? Ian Howard. Offensive rebound again. Now with 6 on the day. 13 total rebounds. Patron drives in, loses it. Great defensive play right there from Schultz. Oneonta could have pushed. They had numbers. Quick release. In and out for Macon. Patron coming up on the board. His 9th. One more, put him at a double-double. Quick hands right there from Bull. Will stay Plattsburgh ball. .13 left on the shot clock. 3:06 remaining here in the game. That's poor communication between the Plattsburgh players. Oneonta will take over. Careless turnover for Plattsburgh. Gets it in. Good recovery by Deegan. Great defensive play, swatted by Chris Middleton, having a block party here at Memorial Hall. Here's Patron in the paint, fades away off the glass, 41. Back to double-digit lead for Plattsburgh, under 2.5 remaining. Oneonta's going to have to start making some quicker possessions, perhaps start putting up some threes. Making extremely difficult shot, can't hit that one. Great hustle by Howard. Plattsburgh will kill some time wisely. The fans know what's coming. Under 2 minutes remaining. Closest Plattsburgh's been to the SUNYAC championship in quite some time. 8 left on the shot clock. See what Brian has in store for us. Goes off. We're going to call it off of Bull on that one. I thought it went off of Brian's foot. Nolan can't believe it. Now the officials are going to have a word. I think one of the officials is going to call out that it went off of Brian's foot. And they're going to change the call. Coach Curl unhappy with that. However, I think they got this one right. Coach Cameron Conover's in his second season going to take a timeout right now, a 30-second timeout. 1:42 remaining. Oneonta will have possession. 10-point lead for Plattsburgh State. Jonathan Patron in the biggest game of his life, having the best game of his life. Attempted 23 shots and has hit 16 of them. 41 points on the day. As for Oneonta, if you want to get back in this game, you don't have a lot of time. You're going to start have to hitting some threes. I'm looking at Kevin Macon as their main guy. Even though Joseph Bull is 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. Jacobs was 3 of 5, but remember, he fouled out just moments ago. Freeman hit his first, hasn't hit since. Now 1 of 3. But I think Macon's their most consistent three-point shooter, so look to see him put up a 3 on this possession. Macon or Bull. Definitely going to have to speed up the tempo of their offense. Nolan drives in, finishes. now they're going to foul Ian Howard. Send him to the line for 2. It's like Howard might have gotten cut up on that foul. Trainer's probably just going to put a Band-Aid on it right now. Stop the bleeding, and he'll attempt these 2 free throws. Howard, get a nice handshake right there from Eisenman on the bench. 1:20 remaining. Coach Curl having a word with Howard. Howard always has a smile on his face. Can't hit the first. Very smart foul from Oneonta. Howard has missed a couple in these past few minutes. And obviously he didn't need to foul at this moment. He could have let this possession roll out and hope for a Plattsburgh miss. But they fouled someone who's been struggling from the line, so it was a pretty smart move. 9-point lead. 3-possession game. You're going to have to start putting up some threes if you're Oneonta. As it's going to be Plattsburgh ball. .109 remaining. Plattsburgh making some subs, trying to get some of their better free throw shooters on the court. Good bounce pass to Bryant. He could have gotten Mack for the dunk on that one. As Eric Mack throws it down in the final minute here of the championship game. We've been waiting for that all game. Fans love it. As now Freeman quiets them just a bit. 51 seconds remaining. Fans know what's coming. Still, anything can happen. Enough time for some craziness to go down at Memorial Hall. Bryan hits the first, back to a double-digit lead. Coach Curl's having a laugh with Eric Mack. He knew Eric Mack wanted to throw one down. Sure, that's what Coach Curl was talking about right there. Let's see if Oneonta can get a quick shot off. Making extremely difficult three. Can't finish. Rebounded by Johnson. They're going to pick up the foul. 35.2 seconds remaining. Great moment right there between Zach Coleman and Patron. Teammates for the last 3 years. Coleman in his senior season got a lot of minutes as a freshman. He was there for that tough loss against Oswego in the championship game in 2015. He was there for that tough loss against Oswego in the semifinal game of 2016. Obviously, Plattsburgh had a down year last year, didn't make the tournament, but now hosting the tournament for the third time in the last 4 years. It's a great moment for these Plattsburgh players as Hype Man on the bench is getting these fans into it. As Deegan is going to drive in, can't finish the layup. He's going to be stolen by Middleton. As now Plattsburgh is just going to start dribbling it out. Don't expect Oneonta to foul as it's going crazy here at Memorial Hall. Fans are loving it. The players hugging each other. Just 6 seconds remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plattsburgh are Suniac champions for the first time since 2010. The drought is over. Jonathan Patron leading the way, 41 points. Tough loss for Oneonta. They competed. They were the underdog this whole tournament. But Plattsburgh comes out on top, and this has been something they've been fighting for all season, finishing the season on a 19-game winning streak. One loss to a Suniac opponent all season, really showing why they were the dominant team throughout this whole year. Nice moment between these players and these coaches. There's some history between the coaching staff. Coach Carroll has a huge smile on his face right now. Plattsburgh finishing the game with a 93-80 victory over Oneonta. But it was a lot closer game than a 13-point win can be. The first 10 minutes or so of this second half, it was lead changes back and forth throughout it all. Don't forget to stay tuned as we're going to be sticking with you for some post-game coverage. Obviously the trophy ceremonies and of course the cutting of the net. Great moment right here at center of the court right now. Fans are loving it. Players are loving it. Coach Carlette and his players enjoy this moment right now. Obviously, this is tough for Oneonta to stick around and watch. As now Coach Carroll gets a nice ovation from the fans. This is my 4th year broadcasting Plattsburgh sports, Plattsburgh basketball. Haven't been able to see them win this championship until this moment, going out on a great note. Glad to finally say that I am not the reason that Plattsburgh hasn't been able to win. Obviously, the women's team last championship was the year before I came here. Men's team, this is their first in 8 years. Was hoping to see Tim Smith get some minutes in today's game. Didn't get any. Obviously, he's a role player. You don't expect Tim Smith to get on the court. He did get some good minutes this year, and he did have some pretty good games on the season, finishing one game with 15 points in his senior season from Melbourne, Australia. Now Suniac champion. Now we'll send it to the PA announcer.
We'd like to congratulate all of the teams for their accomplishments this season and wish them luck if they advance to the NCAA tournament. Please join the Suniac in congratulating the 2018 Suniac basketball runner-up, Oneonta State Red Dragons.
Now Oneonta gets a nice ovation from the Plattsburgh crowd. They deserve it. They had a great tournament. Came in as the 6th seed, made it to the championship, and competed with Plattsburgh through the whole game.
From Brockport, number 22, Ahmed Shamseldin.
Ahmed Shamseldin from Brockport getting
Plattsburgh State Athletic Director Mike Howard.
an award.
Oneonta, number 10, Harrison Deegan.
Harrison Deegan being rewarded for his great play in the Suniac tournament,
11, Dwayne Freeman.
along with Dwayne Freeman. Deegan, a sophomore, and this is Freeman's senior season, his last game. It's going to be tough for him. As now Ian Howard, well-deserved 16 rebounds today, 15 points. Phenomenal game. Eric Mack as well, throwing down that two-handed slam with 59 seconds remaining.
Tournament most valuable player from Plattsburgh State, number 5, Tyler Patrick.
Jonathan Patron gets a huge ovation. Hugs from his teammates. They're loving it. He can't even get out to accept this award. They're holding him back. MVP of the SUNYAC tournament. Well-deserved 2 games, putting up 76 points. Now the senior captains are going to step forward. Tim Smith, Eli Bryant, Zach Coleman, Eric Mack, also a senior. Raising the trophy. The players swarm in. This is what they've been playing for their whole collegiate career. Nationally ranked Plattsburgh State men's basketball team. Friends and families gathering, these players all around the court. Coach Curl holding the trophy. Blocking his face a little bit. Brandon Johnson hogging it right now. He wants to be holding that. And now here's the banner.
Number 5, Jonathan Patron with 41 points. Dwayne Freeman had 19 for Oneonta. Harrison Deegan had 15 for Oneonta. Ian Howard had 15 for Plattsburgh State.
Nice moment between Coach Curl and Zach Coleman on that one. Coleman's gotten so many minutes over these past 4 seasons. Coach Curl pointing towards his thumb on his hand, noting that it's his 5th ring. Coach Curl joking with one of his friends in the crowd. Eisenman serenading the coach right now. Plattsburgh State, champions of the SUNY Athletic Conference. All the players have cleared out for Oneonta. It's obviously tough to see. Falling just short as the players are heading to the locker room. They didn't realize it's time to cut down the net. This is not Coach Curl's first rodeo. Let's see who's going to start it off first. The hype man himself with the first cut. Obviously, you saved the last one for the head coach. Great moment here at Memorial Hall. Eric Eric Mack used to having his head that close to the rim when he's throwing down those dunks. All these other players hardly ever get this high up. Patron falling just one rebound shy of the double-double. .41 points, 9 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. Eli Bryant finishing the game with 5 points, had those 2 free throws at the end. Such a good season Eli Bryant had. About halfway done with cutting the net. Now we'll just go through the stats for the Plattsburgh players in today's game. Obviously, I already mentioned, Patron led the way, 41 points. Ian Howard with an insane game, 15 points and 16 rebounds, along with 3 assists. Really padding the stats. Eric Mack finished with 14 points, along with a block and a steal, 5 rebounds. Brandon Johnson, double digits as well, 10 points. Eli Bryant in his final SUNYAC game, 5 points, 4 assists. Leading assister for the game. And Zach Coleman's final game, playing 19 minutes. Had that 1 3-pointer, the only points he put up all game. However, his presence is always felt out there. As there's just a few cuts left of the net. It's like Patron's going to do a couple. Until his teammates start yelling at him to let Coach Curl do it. Taking Patron's beanie. And a huge ovation. You expect to see Coach Curl go for the last one. He's letting assistant coach Chris Manning cut at least the last one, maybe the last 2. Let's see who's gonna get the final cut. Owen Mitchell, assistant coach this entire season. Played 4 years here for Plattsburgh State. Never got to do this as a player. You got some great deal of respect and happiness for Owen Mitchell that he gets to experience it as a coach. All the assistant coaches are getting involved right now. Players holding the ladder to make sure it's sturdy. Nice ovation for the assistant coach. Net's still up, however. Looks like they're going to let him finish the job. And the net is off. Tim Smith wearing it around his neck. A new style. And now the Plattsburgh players will finally head off the court. SUNYAC champions. Coach Zach Coleman just screamed towards his teammates, they got shirts. Obviously don't want to forget about those. As that will about just wrap it up here today at Memorial Hall for the last time in my collegiate career. I'll be bringing you Plattsburgh basketball. It's been an honor calling these games for the past 4 seasons. Happy I get to go out on a good note for Plattsburgh State SUNYAC champions. As always, I'm Nick Demersion, and thank you everybody, and enjoy.